Mr. President, Winston Churchill is often credited with the apocryphal quote that we quote, "We sleep soundly in our beds because rough men stand ready in the night to visit violence on those who would do us harm," close quote. This is still true, but the 21st century has gotten more complicated. We live in an era of hybrid wars. There are fewer D-days on enemy beaches and many more zero-day exploits in enemy servers. Americans sleep soundly at night because in addition to these rough men at the ready, brilliant men and women work around the clock to develop national security technology that defends our interests and undermines our enemies. DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, is on the front lines of that work. They're racing against our adversaries. Our technology struggle against the Chinese Communist Party is the defining national security challenge of our time. Chairman Xi and his techno-authoritarian regime are fundamentally opposed to not just American values, but American interests all around the globe. Our citizens, watching this chamber most days, might think that most of their political leaders are content to ignore this reality, but I assure my colleagues in this chamber that the CCP is not asleep at the switch. Beijing is aggressively investing in machine learning, in artificial intelligence, and in quantum computing. They're hacking and stealing America's research and America's intellectual property. The Chinese Communist Party is on a mission, and they make no attempt to hide it. They want to become the world's preeminent superpower, and they think that by claiming first mover advantage in the cyber domain, they can achieve this. We can't let that happen. My amendment to today's legislation is simple. It doubles DARPA's budget from $3.5 billion to $7 billion a year for each of the next 5 years. The work of the National Science Foundation is important as well, and I support that work. I support that research. But the NSF's research is broad. DARPA's research is directly applied to our most critical national security challenges. Cutting-edge classified tech development is in DARPA's DNA. When we talk about identifying and disrupting the CCP's AI-enabled cyber and information campaigns, we want DARPA to be leading that work. When we talk about developing new technological tools to push back on the CCP's hybrid warfare, we want DARPA to be leading that work. If we want American democracy to outlast Chinese techno-authoritarianism, we can make this investment. Doubling DARPA's budget is a cost-effective investment that bolsters that work. And it bolsters the work of the Endless Frontiers legislation we're debating this week, and I encourage all of my colleagues to support this amendment. Thank you, Mr. President.